Hello people, I'm Mike, and in case you're new to this channel, this is Maths with Ike. It's the only channel where we make maths easy, cool, and fun for everybody. So if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe to the channel and also press the notification button, okay? You see that bell there? Just press it, all right? So that whenever I put out a new video, you're going to be the first person to see it, yeah? Great. So in this video, we're gonna use the graph, okay, to determine the range of values, that satisfy given inequality, all right? Yeah, so you know what it is. When an inequality is given, you ask you to determine the range of values that satisfy the inequality, you have to be able to do it. And there are so many methods, but I'm going to teach you how to use the graph, okay? How to use the graph to determine the range of values that satisfy a given inequality, all right? Great. So if you're here for that, then let's begin. Okay, so let's try hand on this question, yeah? Right. So the question says to find the values of x that satisfy the quadratic inequality, all right? So the inequality is x squared plus 3x minus 28 all greater than or equal to 0, all right? So that's an inequality, and we're to find the range of values that satisfy this inequality. Yeah, how do you do that? Great. So the first thing that you have to do is to factorize the inequality, all right? So you factorize the inequality, or you can use any other method, yeah? You can use the completing of the squares to find the roots. You just want to get the root of the inequality, all right? Or you can use the quadratic formula to find the roots of the inequality. Yeah, but I prefer to factorize, okay? And if you don't have time, there's no need to go through all the stress, finding the factors and all that. So you just use your calculator to do it, all right? Use the calculator to do it. You go to mode and then equation, then you press 3. You're going to have the drop down of the equation, okay? Then you put in the values. So the first one, 1, then you have 3, and then negative 28, okay? So when you do that, these are the roots, 4 and negative 7, okay? So you're going to have the root to be 4, okay? So x is going to give you 4, then x is going to give you negative 7, all right? So if I reverse it, I'm going to have x negative 4, and then x plus what? 7, all greater than or equal to 0. Right, so that's a very quick way to get the root, okay? Now, I have factorized it. I've gotten the root. I've gotten the endpoint. The endpoint are 4, okay, and then negative 7. That's the endpoint. Now, this is what you're going to do next. You have to draw your graph, okay? You just draw, let me just draw a very shabby graph, okay? All right, so here it's going to be, let me make here 4, yeah? So here 4, extend this one low. Then let me make here negative 7, okay? So our graph is going to look like this. All right? Yeah, so these are the endpoints. The endpoints are negative 7 and then 4. Good. Now, the next thing you have to do is to look for, just test for the range of values, okay? Just test whether the range of values lie within the graph or outside the graph. How do you do that? You can just pick any number, okay, within this range. So within negative 7 to 4, just pick any number. You can just pick whether it's negative or positive, okay? Then you come and put inside this simple inequality, all right? And you solve it to see if it satisfies it. Then you conclude. If it doesn't satisfy it, you conclude. I'm going to teach you how to do it. So let's pick 0, okay? Let's pick 0. Yeah? Good. So when I pick 0 and I put it there, I'm going to have 0 minus 4 in a bracket 0 plus 7, okay? So let's see. Here is going to give you 4. Here is going to give you 7. So negative 4 times 7 is going to give us negative 28. So negative 28 greater than or equal to 0. Now let's check if the equation is true. Negative 28, is negative 28 greater than 0? Is it greater or equal to 0? No, it's not. Negative 28 is less than or equal to 0. So that means that this number that we picked doesn't fall within the range, okay? It doesn't satisfy the inequality. That means the range of values, okay, for this inequality lie outside, this curve, okay? It lies outside the curve. So outside, all right? Outside. They are not in the curve, okay? So how are you going to conclude? Because they are not there, you're going to conclude like this, okay? Great. So you're going to come to this very place and say that, let's write a truth set SS what? Less than, okay? SS less than, because it's at this side. So we pick all the numbers outside, okay? So from here going, they are less than or equal to -7. So S is less than or equal to -7, or X says, so going here to greater, okay? X is greater or equal to 4. All right? So that is going to be the range of values, okay, for this inequality. X is less than or equal to -7, and X is greater than or equal to 4. Like I said, after you solve it, you'll pick any number within the graph, okay, within the curve. You pick any number there within the endpoint. Then you put in the equation or the inequality, then you solve it. So when you solve it, the answer that you get, if it's true, you will know. If it's true, it means that the range of values are in the curve. But if it's false, it means that they are outside the curve. So you just conclude like that. Okay. So let's take our last example. Yeah. Okay. This one says that we to find the values of x that satisfy this inequality. So we have x squared minus 4x minus 5 greater than 0. All right, great. So let's see if what you're going to have will be greater than 0. So how do you find the range of values that satisfy this inequality? The first thing you have to do is to factorize, okay? So you have to factorize this inequality. And straightforward, when you factorize it, you're going to have so x minus 5, and then it's going to give you x plus 1 greater than 0. All right, that means the roots of this inequality are so we have 5 and then -1. All right, these are the roots of the inequality. Now, as we have the roots, therefore we're going to use the root as the endpoint of the inequality. Okay, so now let's draw our graph. Let's draw our graph. Let me put a very low graph here. All right, so let's make it 0. Then here will be so the endpoint we have -1. Then let me make it 5. All right, so if I'm to draw my graph, I'm going to have something like this. Okay, so this are the endpoint -1 and then 5. Right. Now, after that, you have to test, okay? You have to test whether the range of values, okay, the values that satisfy the inequality lie in the curve or outside the curve. How do you do that? You just pick a value, okay, in between -1 and 5, in between the endpoint. Come and put it here, all right, and solve it and see if the answer that you're going to get will make the statement true, okay? So just pick a value from here, come and fix it in the expression here or the statement here and see if it's going to make the statement true or false. All right, so let's pick any value here. Let's pick 0. So we're going to put 0 in place of x and solve it to see if the statement is going to be true or false. All right, so we're going to put here 0. We're going to have 0 minus 5. Then here too going to be 0 plus 1 greater than 0. Now, that's going to be -1 times -5 times 1, which is going to give us -5 greater than 0. Is the statement true or false? We have a -5 greater than 0. That's not true. That's a false statement. -5 is not greater than 0. It's less than 0. So now because the statement is false, it means that the range of values that satisfy this inequality do not lie in this endpoints that we've gotten. They don't lie in the curve, okay? They are outside the curve, outside the curve. So we can automatically conclude that, therefore, So we have S is such that X, so we come to this very place. If it's outside, so this one from here going is less than -1, all right? Less than -1. So X is less than -1, okay? Then from here going to, all right, it's greater than 5. So X is greater than 5, okay? So that becomes, these are the range of values, okay? So you want to get a value that satisfies the equation. You just pick any value. So X less than what? Less than 1. So values less than 1. Then here to values greater than 5 will satisfy the equation. That is how you do that, guys. If the video was helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, okay? Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed, okay? And also, you have to press the bell. That is if you haven't done that, okay? So that whenever I put a new video, you're gonna be the first one to see it. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.